Welcome back, everybody, to the Navigant Credit Union Broadcast Center. I'm Josh Fenton. It is Business Monday. This is Rick Grundy from AVTECH. AVTECH is the more sophisticated of the two peer companies that have been in today. If you just saw John, he was talking about developing riot gear and protection equipment for the military, mental health industry, etc. You've got a little bit of a higher tech touch in developing microsensors integrated into detecting any type of environmental factor.
That's right, Josh. Yeah, our room alert products are really designed for environment monitoring that could cause damage and downtime for a small business or any size business. We've got about 90% of the Fortune 1000 as customers. We've got every branch of the U.S. military, most state and local governments as well. So if you think about environment conditions, temperature, humidity, flood, power, smoke, everybody's had the power go out, they've had an air conditioner fail, they've had a pipe burst. And those are all things that can cause damage or downtime for a business.
So let's talk about this. This gets deployed in, let's just say, in a tech room at a major technology company. It's where all the servers are. And what's going to happen when there's an environmental failure, when there's some type of environmental threat that has taken place?
So we monitor for those conditions.
Yep.
We can log those conditions so that customers can see trends over time, and we can also send alert notifications. So your staff can get an early warning. Maybe you've got a backup facility that you could immediately go over to. You've got a pump that you could turn on for a water issue. You've got an extra fan or an air conditioner that you could turn off or turn on. Those types of things. So the whole idea is basically switching the mindset away from disaster recovery and more into a disaster prevention.
What's the genesis of the company? Where did it start? What was the thought process? Walk us through that.
So Michael Fogarty, our founder and CEO, he founded the company in 1988. So this is our 30th year. We're really proud of that. Originally, the company was in mainframe software, so VAX and VMS. And then in the 90s, as that tech space started to get crowded, we identified environment monitoring as a way to differentiate the business. And pretty quickly, the environment monitoring became the core business. It's what most people came to us for, and Room Alert is that now.
When did you join the company?
2001, so I'm coming up on 17, 18 years in the business.
Yeah,
and
war-torn veteran.
That's right.
Yeah,
and, it's been
to be at a tech firm since 2001 has got to be a national record in and of itself.
Well, I think it's, it's like any business where you have to pivot and evolve and grow, and I think as a business we've done that, and I think we've also got a great team that's able to do that as well. And it's allowed us to continue to innovate in our Room Alert products and grow as a private business here in the U.S.
Are you diversifying products or going deeper into the verticals that you're in?
Both. So a lot of our customers are coming to us all the time with different ideas for sensors or technologies that they'd like to see in our Room Alert products. So we've got customers looking for airflow sensors and particulate sensors and different ways to detect water and flooding and power. We just have a sensor that we launched earlier this year. It's patent pending, and hopefully that patent will be issued soon. It's an active power sensor that provides a unique way to monitor power through a cord without having to physically modify the cord. You just put the sensor on top of any electrical cord, and we can detect electricity flowing through.
Oh, that's interesting.
So now your equipment can modify or monitor for not only the power, but we've also got a temp sensor built in.
You're in 90% of Fortune 1000 companies. You're in the United States military. You're in municipal government. Those are all very different structures of sales. Talk a little bit about your sales strategy and how you're getting into that very, very diverse customer base.
It is very diverse. So we do a lot of direct sales. We've got an in-house sales team that'll work a lot with direct customers. We've got a great reseller network. So resellers around the world in different industries. So here domestically, we've got resellers that focus on government sales, and they focus on GSA and government type contract work, and those are great for our resellers. Internationally, we've got a lot of resellers that focus on our sales in the EU and in Africa and Australia. And so
you just opened in Ireland. What's been the experience there? You're in Shannon.
Yes.
Congratulations on
you.
that. Those Norwegian flights are awfully nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can have more of them. And
Yeah,
more
absolutely.
It's been an incredible experience, and I think something that's really going to be a place where we can continue to build our business. And we're supporting it here from Rhode Island. So we're expanding our staff here in Rhode Island to support that Shannon, Ireland distribution facility, and that's really what it is a way to get our products closer to our European.
So you're going in through Shannon. Is Shannon then supporting the whole EU?
It is. So
Yeah.
initially we're shipping product into Shannon, and then Shannon is our distribution point for the rest of the EU. And likely, as we go into next year, it'll be our distribution point for the Gulf and Africa regions as well, where we've got a lot of business growing. We've actually got Michael, who I mentioned earlier. He's in Frankfurt, Germany this week at a trade show. He'll be in Dubai next week, following up on a trade mission that we did with the state earlier this year. So he'll be in Dubai to follow up on business relationships.
I always like the companies that are smart enough. We had somebody on the other day that's in the solar marine business, where they make solar power stations for the marine industry. And they were in the best places in the world. Like, good for them, right? It was like Miami, Monte Carlo, like, you know, live with the rich and famous, right?
That's right, yeah. So we go where the business is.
Yeah, that's right.
We don't have power docks, but we're in the most vibrant areas of the world, because that's where business is growing.
So you were not in Lawrence, Mass yesterday or anything
No.
like that? Yeah, good
Not
for you.
yesterday, although I'm sure we have customers there.
I don't think they have any gas there after the
No.
latest episode up there. Talk about the growth. You're up to, you're pushing towards 50 people, 50 employees. Where do you see the company going? What's the limitations and what's the challenges? So let's go with what's the limitations.
So limitation is really sustaining our growth. We set out an internal growth goal of about 15%. This year we're about 30. So when you're doubling your growth goal on an annual basis, sustaining that growth becomes a challenge. I think also politically, you see in the news a lot of talk about trade issues and tariffs and some of the impacts of that. We're proud to do all of our manufacturing here in the U.S., but other manufacturers that make the small components that go inside Roomlord have offshored that to China for years. So now we're seeing lead times go out and costs go up. So as your sales are growing and your manufacturing is getting longer, those are some of the challenges.
But on the flip side, and you know, not get into a big debate, it's also frustrating when you're in the IT space, and you're in the IT space where China especially is knocking off design and elements with carte blanche and with no penalty.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's been going on. So I mean, I think there's a double-edged sword there.
And for us, we believe in U.S. manufacturing. We believe in the product being close to us, and we believe in the agility that provides us. So we're able to manufacture quicker. We're able to manufacture to our spec. We're able to drive and go to our facility and watch the product go through.
Are you manufacturing on site in Warren?
Not in Warren. We work with different facilities. We have a business that we work with doing some contract work in Portsmouth, Rhode Island.
Yep.
We also have a facility outside of Pittsburgh, and we're next year bringing online a facility out in Las Vegas to support a West Coast distribution.
That's great. Hiring, you know, I talked about in the last segment, most everybody who comes on says one of the big challenges is just getting the talent. You're in the IT space, getting those young engineers, getting those young thinkers, recruiting mature folks. How's that been for you guys?
It's a challenge. So I think there certainly is a technology knowledge gap in terms of hiring. We have a phenomenal team, and what we're trying to do is do more with the team that we have, and also take a different approach. When you're a larger company with a lot of name recognition, recruiting you can almost do by accident. People want to come see you, but a lot of people I don't think know that we're doing interesting work as well here in the state. So what we do is we work with the universities and colleges. We've done 2 practicum programs with Bryant, where we've had their international business students look at different markets for us. We've done a capstone project with URI. We're engaged with that now. We do co-op programs with up in Boston, some other schools. If we can engage with students at a co-op level, and then we can, essentially it's an extended job interview, and then we can bring them on.
Talk a little bit about your experience working with Commerce. Feel free to land-base them. What's been the best of working with them and the frustration?
So as a 30-year-old business, we've been here in the state for quite a long time, and the last 3 or 4 years we've worked with Commerce, and it's been fantastic. Most of what we're doing with Commerce is supporting our international expansion, which has been substantial in recent years. So we participated in every trade mission that they've offered for the last at least 3 years. We've been to the UK, we've been to Ireland. Ireland directly resulted in our Shannon operation.
That's
so
great.
I think that's a good outcome from that. Dubai, and Michael, our CEO, is in Dubai next week following up on business relationships that were developed as part of that trade mission. So we're a big believer in the international trade group within Commerce, and they've been fantastic. We do a lot with the Chafee Center, both in terms of step grants for the marketing overseas, but also for training, getting our team up to speed with the different requirements to get products into.
We all here loved Ray Fogarty. I'd worked with him for literally going back to working for John Chafee in the late 1980s. So I knew Ray for decades, and was just really built that center into what it was, and it's had a huge effect. I don't think one person ever said a bad word about Ray Fogarty.
I don't think he could. He's a good friend, an incredible resource, not only for us, but for everybody in the state. And I know Linda Wolf and the others at the center will continue on with his legacy. They've been instrumental, really, in us being able to confidently go internationally.
That's great. What else can Rhode Island do better to support a company like yourself and in your growth?
So I think, really what we're trying to do is scale, and as a software and technology company, we need to do that with people and resources to support the technology. We've got a WaveMaker employee
great.
who's getting one of the WaveMaker funds, which is fantastic. I think the changes to the Innovation Grant Program to allow some more freedom with the use of those funds is fantastic. So I think some of those things that we've seen come in over the last couple of years, if we can continue that movement, that would be that would be the biggest thing to stay consistent with those programs.
Congratulations on all the success.
Thank you.
And glad to see you're going global and global big. And we'll have to come over as a point of journalism and come over and visit you in Ireland. Always an important mission for...
We've had a lot of people offering to do that. It's been really, really great, all the assistance we've been offering in Ireland.
Congratulations on all the success.
Thank you, Josh.
And keep it going. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. No 4 o'clock hour. Gary Sass and Saul Kaplan are both somewhere else in the free world doing other things. We're going to be back all day tomorrow with election coverage starting as early as 7 a.m. from opening bell at some of the polling places. We've got teams of folks, photographers, videographers, etc. They'll be doing coverage from morning all the way through results and analysis. In the evening tomorrow night, we'll have complete analysis with a huge group, including former congressional candidate and superintendent of the state police, Brendan Doherty, a number of top academics, former Governor Lincoln Chafee will be in studio. So stay tuned all day tomorrow for all the election results and insights here at Go Local Prov. Thanks for tuning into the Navigant Credit Union broadcast.